From New York City, it's season 6 of The Wendy Williams Show. Today, Beyoncé's Photoshop controversy. Fans are calling her out. What does Wendy think? And we're talking the latest scandals with Dr. Phil, and he's not holding back. Plus, TV Guide runs down the new must-see shows this season. Now, here's Wendy.
I've got so much to talk about. Let's get started. It's time for Hot Topics. I had one of the best times of my life. Yesterday was my husband's birthday, and I'd given him a watch for his birthday, but what I also gave him was a surprise party. Now, it's very difficult to surprise my husband. He's from Brownsville, and they don't take too kindly to somebody telling him, put this blindfold on. Brownsville's in Brooklyn, by the way. And so I put a blindfold on him, and I hired a boat and got it catered, and we sailed around Manhattan. It was sunset, and it was gorgeous in New York yesterday. Oh my God, the Statue of Liberty, going under the George Washington Bridge, just a beautiful, beautiful open bar. You know I'm a foodie, so the food's gonna be good. Everything good, including oxtails. Look. Some of our white guests had never had an oxtail. They were mesmerized. Suzanne, well, you don't eat meat.
Well, I eat meat, but I don't eat wild game like oxtail and crow.
And crow. Well, it was great. My mom and dad were there. Our son was there. He was totally surprised. Once we got to the pier, he felt the floor moving, obviously. And he's like, where are we going? I said, look, I'm taking you for dinner, just shh. So shout out to everybody who was on the boat. It was an intimate party. We had a great time, and I'm glad to be here with you guys today. Based on all the tequila I had last night. Okay, let's talk about Beyoncé. Well, there's a thigh gap scandal going on. You know the thigh gap, that gap between the thighs. It's very difficult to achieve, no matter how much weight you lose. She posted a picture of her on vacation with her family in Italy. And this is supposed to be a picture randomly, that she put on Instagram, except for upon closer observation, and hold on before we change there we go. Do you see the waving of the floor? That's the evidence of the photoshopping. People try to thin themselves out. I mean, you understand what I'm saying. A lot of people aren't familiar that photoshopping is available now on cell phones. And everybody's doing it. Regular people are doing it. Kim K is notorious for it. Beyoncé has become notorious for it. The girl next door to you probably photoshops as well. I don't know that I can Photoshop on my phone. I just don't have that time of day. If I don't like a picture, I'm not gonna put it on my Instagram, And who has time to notice a Photoshop picture all day? Would that even occur to you to look at a picture closer to see if it's photoshopped? I think that's more of like a younger generation thing. Like if you're 25 and older, you all are familiar with squinting and looking and criticizing. I have a producer here who's obsessed with Beyoncé and is very, very, this is a grown woman, by the way. she's very, very upset that Beyoncé would do this photoshopping. I mean, she's devastated. I'm just like, are you serious? Now, maybe if a 9-year-old girl saw this, she'd be upset because, you know, 9-year-olds, their minds are still being shaped and they believe all the skinniness they see in magazines and they you know, their minds. But Photoshop, schmotoshop, look, I don't care whether you Photoshop, airbrush, or lip sync. It's all gonna come out in the wash. You know, like when the tape breaks or the DJ passes out and all of a sudden, listen, and you know how sometimes that happens and you're just left to continue singing on the stage. The proof is in the pudding, you know? You can Photoshop pictures of yourself all you want, but when people see you in person, they're gonna see the real you. I like for me personally, and I think I've shared this with you before, people always tell me I look better in person than I do on TV and in pictures. And you know what? And I take that as a compliment because I'm only on TV an hour a day. The other 23 hours, I gotta live with this. By the way, Beyoncé is wearing something that I just got because my Suzanne gave it to me. The tattoo, see it on her shin? And see it going down here? It's a tattoo. Suzanne, show them yours. Yeah, okay. And so these are these new tattoos. Like if you want to be young and cool, this is what you do. You get these temporary tattoos. They come in metallics and you put it on. Suzanne has to teach me how to put it on, then that's what I'm gonna do over the weekend. I'll be all tatted up by Monday.
Yeah!
Anyway, let's move along. So, remember yesterday, I was talking with you about Joan Rivers' personal doctor that allegedly snapped the selfie while performing the operation on Joan's throat. And do you remember I was telling you, I don't know who this doctor is. In my mind, I thought it was a man. But I don't know who this doctor is, but this is a cautionary tale for all of us. We all now need to have an extra person when we go into surgery who sits in the corner, like one of our friends or our mom or something, to make sure that stuff like this doesn't happen. It doesn't get a doctor fired to take a selfie because it's nothing illegal, but it's just so violating. And this wasn't a stranger doctor. This is the doctor who's been, you know, working, you know, with Joan for years, who came in for this. Well, we found out a little bit more about the doctor. Come close. She's a doctor to the stars. She's treated everyone from Celine Dion and Hugh Jackman and Lady Gaga. And now I need you to come closer. She's treated me. Wait, I know! Dr. Gwen, I can't believe it. But as long as I'm telling this story, I've got to show the receipt, as they would say on MediaTakeout.com. Look, here I go. I'm going to visit her. There she is. That's her. Look, her office is on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. Nothing but money. That's a Poochie dress she's wearing. Look, and she was my doctor. I first was introduced to her when I was on Broadway. Remember, I did my Broadway special for the TV Guide Network, and my Broadway debut in Chicago, that was last summer, had to be delayed. I had a throat infection and a little nodule. But she didn't have to operate, thank God. But she did stick something long down my throat. It made me cry. And she took pictures. And she's a perfectly lovely woman. And, you know, but I'm shocked. Oh, by the way, she doesn't take insurance. You know, she's one of those, believe me, I gagged at that too. Fortunately, because I went to see her on TV Time, TV paid for it. Although, that special was a Wendy Williams production, so somehow I paid for it. No, but look, okay. So, this is the doctor, Dr. Gwen. And I learned this information from my Hot Topics team last night on the boat, partying. And so, turns out, from what we found out, the doctor is now in hiding. Well, I will keep you posted. Thank you. So, Iggy Azalea is fighting back. Brendan, I'll take 3 Tums during the break. I have heartburn. She's fighting back and she's suing her alleged sex tape partner. His name is Hef Wine, AKA Maurice Williams, 15 years older than her. He allegedly copied the contents of Iggy's computer and allegedly stole some of Iggy's master recordings. And he's claiming, allegedly, that he is going to release this stuff. Well, this is what I say. Who cares? And this is why I say it. First of all, you and your alleged sex tape, Maurice, and Iggy's early music, nobody cares about that. It's not like Iggy Azalea, you know, like if she was raised an heiress, like say a Trump, then all of a sudden this stuff would be different. Or if she was raised like the princess Gwyneth Paltrow, who grew up, you know, both parents in the house. She graduated from Spence High School, which is like $65,000 a year here in New York. You know, her dad was an actor. Then all of a sudden, a sex tape and early releases of rap music would be shocking. Iggy is from Australia. She told her parents at 15, when she came to America, I'm not coming home. They were like, fine. So it sounds like she wasn't really raised. She was more like dragged up. You know. Listen. Being dragged up, though, cuts to the chase. You know exactly what I'm talking about. We all know people who've been dragged up. All parents, just because you're parents doesn't mean they raised you right. So anyway, so I don't care about old Iggy Azalea music when she was trying to be a rapper. What I care about is that Fancy is the #1 song of the summer. That Iggy has done something good with her life, and she's on the tip of everybody's lips. And nobody cares about what you say, Maurice. Apparently, Maurice, by the way, when he got involved, allegedly, with Iggy, is married with kids, living in Houston, got her a little crib around the corner, I guess from the marital abode. Then when she decided she wanted to move to Atlanta, he went with her and lived in, have several seats more east. So since this whole sex tape and this Maurice has, you know, come up, she's been keeping a low profile. However, she was just spotted the other day at the Los Angeles International Airport on the down low. Take a look at Iggy. Wiggy Azalea. You know what? Can I tell you something? I wouldn't recognize her. Would you recognize her? No. It looks like she deflated her booty for the day. And she put on a brown wig. I wouldn't recognize her. Interesting. Anyway, shout out to you, Iggy, and sit down, Maurice. Arnold and Maria have been separated for 3 years. I'll take him now, Brendan. I can't even get through this. Thank you, Brendan. I'm here. You can have him back. Funny how I got heartburn while I'm talking about Dr. Gwen. Anybody with heartburn knows it'll ruin your day. I keep them in my car. I keep them in my handbag. I keep them in my bed. And there's an old wives' tale that is actually came true for me. I never had heartburn until I got pregnant with little Kev. And then my sister-in-law is the one who told me that when you have heartburn, when you're pregnant, if you've never had it before, that means that you're gonna have a baby with a lot of hair. And he came out with a full bush. So, yeah. Anyway. After 3 years of Arnold and Maria being separated, their divorce is almost final. I don't know why this is being dragged out this way, but reportedly, they are finally down to the agreement over how to divide their $400 million fortune. Maria will reportedly walk away with $150 million to $200 million, and Arnold will keep the rest. I'll tell you what he needs to do. This is just me. Like, there comes a time in everyone's life where you might need to have a few gray hairs to balance the wrinkles. And that is not a read. And that is not a read, and it's only a man thing, it's not a woman thing. But this just occurred to me this morning as I'm preparing for Hot Topics, and I'm staring at Arnold and I'm saying, you know, he's too wrinkled to have solid brown hair. Like, he needs a few gray strays just to balance everything out. And that's not bad for 67 years old, you know. I mean, I don't think he's a bad looking man. I just think that he has bad ways. If you know what I'm saying, Mildred. But Maria reportedly also was, well, this is according to one of the local newspapers. What is that, Post? The New York Post. Reportedly, she was making moves behind Arnold's back with ABC. She's clapping. I know, why does that always make women feel good when we find out that you know, one of us did it to them too? But reportedly, she was making moves with the ABC News political analyst, Matthew Dowd. That's Matthew. And the Post alleges that Maria and Matthew started their relationship 5 years before the marriage ended with Arnold. Matthew is denying the allegations. However, he was her guest when Cheryl Hines married a Kennedy recently. Yeah. So he is squiring her around to do stuff. I want to say good for you, Maria, but all cheating is bad. Anyway, all right, let's move along. But good for you, Maria. All right, so were you in last night to watch America's Got Talent? Did you? Yeah. I didn't see, I was on the boat, but the winner was announced last night. But that's not what everyone's talking about. What everyone's talking about is Nick Cannon's $2 million shoes. That's what it looks like, everybody, $1 million per shoe. They are reportedly the most expensive shoes in the world. They're covered with 14 diamonds to the tune of 340 carats. A lot of people were offended because it's like you're throwing your wealth in our face, number one, people are saying. The other thing that they're saying is, you know, you host a talent show where kids are scraping and scrapping, you know, to get to the top. Why would you do this? I didn't even look at it in that way. I mean, Nick is a goofy guy. Like, you know, and he does goofy things. And look, he's not wearing socks. And Nick Cannon already makes his own money. It's not like he's some random host of a variety show that we don't know. We know that Nick Cannon has money, and then he married money, although he's about to divorce that money. And he says that he's donating the shoes to charity. Well, he should probably donate them to his divorce lawyer, right? Listen, they were made by Tom Ford. I'm sure Tom Ford and Nick are gonna donate, not necessarily shoes, because what's a charity gonna do with some shoes? But you know, maybe scrape the diamonds off, cash them in, and then donate the money to charity. Yeah. So, I'm really excited about this Aaliyah Lifetime movie, you guys. You know, listen. Wendy Williams Productions was brought in a little later in the game, you know, to help produce this. But it's called Aaliyah, the Princess of R&B. It was shot this past summer in Toronto. We have my lovely Alexandra Shipp playing the main role of Aaliyah. Yes. And when I was talking to you about it the other day, I was telling you that it's going to air in like February. But we don't make that choice. That's what the Suits at Lifetime do. They make that choice. Well, we got a telephone call from the Suits, and the Suits say that, no, we're not going to wait until February. The movie is going to air on Saturday, November 15th at 8 p.m. on Lifetime. Yeah.